welcome into another episode of Halos in the Infield podcast with your host, Todd Fox, and two other co-hosts. Who wants to go second on this one?
I'll go last.
Okay.
Hi, guys. It's Courtney. Nice to be back.
All right. That's Courtney.
Hey, guys, it's Fernando, and I'm disappointed I'm not rocking headphones around my neck. For those of you guys on the podcast version, I mean, Todd's doing his best DJ impersonation. He's got the headphones on. The only thing missing is for him to be holding one up to his ear aggressively.
I could. And it could be like this, you know.
Yeah, as he yells things like, congratulations or happy birthday. That's...
Yeah, I got to give some shout outs. You know how we do.
Yeah.
But yeah. First off.
Rocks in the outfield. Mike Trout. Shohei Ohtani, you know.
Shohei Ohtani in right field.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. For sure. But this is the podcast version. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello, everybody. You can also catch us on all kinds of different mediums, such as Spotify, iTunes, and all that other good stuff. And we'll get to some more stuff later on. But first, we want to talk about the abomination that was a 2-game series against Oakland, where this team could have been 3.5 out had they swept. At worst, stay where they're at. Instead, we're looking 7.5 out right now. What do you guys think?
Big sad.
Yeah, big sad. I was crying. I was watching it at home crying. And then yesterday I was listening to it at work crying. So it was just tears.
Yeah, I mean, 1 run in 2 games. They came out, we thought that they were going to be a little bit better against Seattle. And, then they were against Seattle. And losing, only winning 2 out of 6 in a crucial series there. And still getting help because Oakland lost, and then having a chance to where if you take advantage of Oakland, which is right in front of you, I don't know which was more annoying, the Angels' lack of offense or those guys beating those wind chime drums in the outfield all game in Oakland.
You know what? Hot take. I'm a fan.
What?
What?
Dude, so I've gone to maybe like 5 or 6 games at the Coliseum, and I take the Coliseum for what it is. I mean, is it a dump? Yes. But I make the most out of everything. I've been at Tropicana Field. I heard Courtney's take on it.
Yeah.
I take everything for what it is, okay? Tropicana Field was okay for what it was.
Yes.
Oakland is okay for what it is. It was a relic of an ancient time, right? Where everyone thought it'd be a good idea. Well, the hell would we have a football and a baseball stadium? We could just put them all together. So, it's a relic of, what was that?
It's like a 2-in-1.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's like boxers and briefs. You have them together. Why not?
I don't know if I'd do that, but okay.
Well, I mean, they are boxer briefs. Or it's just like Wendy's, the 4 for $4. You get the nuggets and you get the burger.
Oh, it's the best of both worlds.
There you go. Right?
Yeah. You know what's not the best of both worlds? Our offense and our bullpen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but for us to have a complete goose egg, a big old nothing for yesterday is absolutely no excuse for it. The only thing I can say was even slightly interesting about yesterday's game was the fact that Madden got ejected.
Yeah, and it was a pointless ejection. It was like, what are we arguing at this point?
Yeah.
What?
It was pointless. There was really no need for it. But if that was the only bit of action even coming from our dugout, then sure, I guess I'll take it for the time being. But yeah, it was definitely a pointless argument. No reason for it, but it was the only thing that kept me listening.
Yeah, I mean, leave it to Joe Madden to get tossed from a game, and the fans, instead of being like, yes, finally, to be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bro, go sit down. If I was the umpire, I would have just said that. I would be like, you know what, Joe, just go sit down. There's not even a point of tossing you right now. It's more of a punishment to keep you around.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to throw a couple stats at you guys here. And, we talked about it before. If you cannot beat your division, you're most likely not going to get to the playoffs. And we understand that sometimes, you could maybe rocket or be 500 with the top 2 teams that are in the division, try to stay close to them, and you got to beat up on the teams below you. So cut Seattle out of it, cut Texas out of it, but a couple quick stats. Against the American League West, the Angels are 16-27 this year. Then you look at what they are against Oakland in the last 3 years. In Oakland, they're 7-20. The last 3 years in Houston, they're 5-27. I mean, it's glaring to see what the problem is right there. And it's like I said on the post game, if you watch wrestling, Ric Flair says to be the man, you got to beat the man. And they cannot beat the man. So they are not the man.
No, we are nowhere close to being the man or woman, whatever
There you go.
call it. But Jesus Christ, there's just no way. I'm sorry. And for me, being a diehard Angel fan, I don't see us making it to October. We are going to see everybody else run circles. We're going to see the Athletics sitting there and competing. We're going to be seeing the Astros again, the asterisk Astros. We're going to be seeing them
There you
again.
go.
So, it's going to be very hard, and of course, us three, we're all diehard Angel fans. Of course, we want to see our boys out there. But with the stats already against us, oh, good God, I don't see how we're going to pull anything together unless our bullpen gets its shit together and our offense has the sticks to back it up. Like, we can't. I don't really see it happening. And then first of all, we still have to get everybody healthy. We still don't have Trout. I think there was a video of him running yesterday, finally.
There was, yep.
Yeah. I don't know if that was 100% speed or not yet. So
It was not. It was like your grandma running. No offense to anybody's grandparents. That's
but he's still not 100% running. I think Upton was playing for the Bees the other day. He hit a bomb, so that's good news, thankfully. But and then Rendon is still icing his vagina. So I just
She said it.
Yeah, she can say that. I can't.
So I mean, come on, man. Like, we still have to get our main guys back. And so with us playing Oakland again soon, we're looking further and further away, guys. I'm sorry.
Good take. What do you got, Fernando?
All right, give me about a minute here to just go on a rant, and then afterward, stop me before I die of a heart attack in my hotel room here alone. So, all right, I don't know what it is with this team. Literally, the past 6 years, we've had to deal with mediocrity in a situation where on paper we are 7 years. Where we are on paper one of the better teams in Major League Baseball. There is zero reason as to why we should be losing to these no-name teams, or hell, even what the Athletics are doing. I get it. Yeah, Moneyball. I get it. Good scouting. Great. But at the end of the day, there is zero reason why we should be getting our asses kicked up and down the entire coastline constantly. It happens all the time. And if it's not the offense, it's the bullpen. Or vice versa. It's always something. And the thing that pisses me off the most is we either only beat the teams that we should beat, or then we have some years where we lose to the teams that we should beat. And all the teams that we shouldn't be beating because they're better than us, we kick their ass. You saw, look at this year. You saw it with the Red Sox. You saw it with the Yankees. Last year, we swept the goddamn Padres. But we can't beat the Mariners. We can't even compete with Oakland. One run in 2 games, we might as well just gotten shut out both nights. Honestly, I think I'd be less pissed. I'd be like, hey, they were just the better team this series instead of, they put up 1 run.
Yeah. Well, one thing I noticed in the game the other day, obviously with Ohtani losing the game, he pitched his ass off. He actually took credit for the loss and said it wasn't on the bullpen, which is
that was incredible. Hilarious.
Yeah, it
was hilarious. What are you doing?
Nicest guy in baseball. Like
exactly.
We don't deserve Ohtani. I'm gonna say it. I've never said that about Trout. I'm always like on the the shut up people, but no, we don't deserve Ohtani. I don't think anybody does, to be honest.
We really don't. He is the nicest person ever. Like, how can he say? I don't even understand how he can sit there and say that the loss was on him. Like, what, he had 6 shutout innings. First of all, I don't even know why we pulled him in the first place.
He still had another inning.
Whatever. I I don't know. I don't know how he takes that loss, but I do have a question. How do we feel about his two-way days? And if we do take him out, so if Madam takes him out pitching, about putting him in right field or left or wherever, keeping him in the lineup. Is that
okay? Let me ask you. You know what, Todd? You answer first, and then I'll give my rebuttal.
Okay, just real quick, I would just say, this year we're kind of stuck with what they got. I would say next year I would move, if you're not going to get a high price right fielder, move Walsh to right field, and put or platoon them at first base. Train Ohtani at first base. I think it'd be better than his size running down a fly ball is a lot easier for him to be playing first base, in my opinion. So if you could play him at first base and move him over there just for the latter part of the game, I don't see a problem in that. That's what I would do.
Well, he was taking reps at first base last year.
Mm-hmm.
There was videos on Twitter of him, during batting practice, taking some reps over at first. But that's last year when we didn't really have a first baseman. That was before the Jared Walsh, success the second half of that season. If you can even call it a second half, I mean, it was basically just not even a half.
Yeah.
It was an exhibition, like Todd likes to say. But, okay, let me ask, Courtney, are you assuming, are we just talking about this season, or do you mean his two-way days overall?
His two-way days overall. So given what he's been able to produce when he does have his two-way days, and then I think going into the future for the rest of this season, how do we feel about his two-way days once he's taken out of pitching? Should we put him in the outfield just to keep him in the lineup, or should we pull him completely?
Oh, I thought you meant should we just completely get rid of him as a two-way player? Make him pick. I thought that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready for all that. I'm not ready for we need him as a pitcher. He's literally, besides Alex Cobb and Raisel Iglesias, all we got. It's Raisel, Ohtani and Cobb at the top, about 50 to 60 pounds of crap. And then everybody else. You know what? Actually, I'll put Watson and then another 50 tons of crap. And then everybody else.
There you go.
Watson's not great either, but at least he's the lesser of the evils. But I don't know. I think that as the season progresses, and if we do continue to trend in the wrong direction and we get farther and farther out, we're going to see a lot less Ohtani. As far as, two-way, as far as let's leave him in there after he pitches. What's the point of getting him hurt? If we're out of it this year, we're out of it.
I agree. I think it. Going back to it, I didn't answer the question right either. I will say if he gets dumped, or say for instance, if he gets pulled in the sixth inning, unless the Angels are a couple games out of the wild card, there's really no need of putting him out there in the outfield, risking an injury, risking his endurance or his just making him overall tired, exhausted. Just take him out of the game. He's already pitched a pretty good game at that point, and you're not within striking distance. Take him out of the game.
Got it. See, I love the fact that he's a two-way player, don't get me wrong, but I just think, honestly, I think it doesn't matter where we're at, whether we're later in the season and we are in contention for wild card or not. After he's done pitching, just take him out. Just take him out completely, and we're going to have to figure it out because we have the team to do it. We have the names to do it.
Yeah. And
it should not be put all on Ohtani. And I don't think it's not all his responsibility. When you see and hear our other names like Trout, like Walsh, hopefully he has another great, second half. Rendon when he's done patching up, Upton when he's back. All those people can carry, Fletcher, all of our guys can carry the load to where Ohtani does not have to sit there and stay in a game after he's done pitching, whether he did phenomenal or not.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, I want a question for both of you guys. With Marsh, what he did up in Oakland and getting all those hits, did you notice that he went the other way on most of his hits, or he squared up and he wasn't having a launch angle? Do you think him being brought up was a message being sent to the rest of the club like, hey, this guy gets it. He's hungry. He's trying to go to all fields. Maybe we should copy what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think for some reason that us as a lineup, besides Fletcher, honestly, we've made it hard on ourselves. Everybody's going for that big launch angle. Everybody's going for the big hit. They're going for the batter's eye. Everybody is going for that big hit and just not keeping it down to basics, keeping it down to mechanics. Hey, just get the 90 feet. Just get to first base. Just square up on the ball. Keep it simple. Marsh kept it simple. He saw his opportunity. I understand, the first game that we brought him up for Seattle, he went over. It's fine. I mean, the nerves. I'm pretty sure I went over my first 5 games when I was in college just because the nerves.
Yeah.
So, I get it. So for him to sit there and come back, and I think it was a 2 for 4 day or 3 for 4 day.
I think he got 3 hits, yeah.
Yeah. So for him to sit there and come back and do that, he sat there, he was probably like, hey, just keep it simple. They brought me up for a reason. And that's what he did. He produced. So hell yeah, it was a message.
I'm not quite sure. I think there's a variety of reasons why they brought up Brandon Marsh. I think one of the biggest reasons is because I don't think we finish July 31st or August 1st. I don't think Brandon Marsh and Joe Adele are both in the organization. One of them is going to be gone. And I think maybe Brandon Marsh is that guy. So perhaps this is a showcase to show other major league teams what he's capable of. I think that's the much more likely situation. But I could be very well wrong. Maybe Perry brought him up because he realizes that these guys are playing with, a foot up their ass and they're not hungry. So maybe they brought up, this young guy who's obviously highly touted in baseball as a prospect to come up here, maybe just pump some young energy in there and maybe rejuvenate the club. That could very well be it. But he was situational hitting. I mean, he hit the ball down the line. I like seeing that, just like you said. There's this guy, I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He was really bad as an Angel. His name was Albert Pujols. Absolutely garbage as an Angel. But you know what? What I will say to that old man, the 52-year-old, is that he was really good at situational hitting. If we had bases loaded with like 1 out, the guy who I wanted hitting was that old ass, because at least he knew, hey man, all I got to do is pop the ball up to the outfield and I'll drive a run.
Yeah.
That's what we don't do. Like Courtney said, it's all about launch angle and everything these days. Like, they're trying to swing for the fences. How about we just, hit the ball on the ground, to the opposite side so somebody could tag or, to score, or, tag up, pop up, fly, like situational hitting. We're just not seeing it.
I agree, because I brought up in the post game at one point in the game where Suarez was pitching his ass off again. He should have finished the game, but I digress. The A's had 6 base runners. They scored 4 of them. Angels had 8 base runners, had 0. You let off the game with a double, and you don't move them. And we've seen that countless times. I know Ohtani's up next. But like I said before, if everyone and their mama's playing on the right side, drop down a bunt, walk to first and third, do what you just said, Fernando, hit a sacrifice fly by Walsh, you score a run, you take the momentum right away. Maybe you do a hit and run next to set up first and third again, try to get another run in, make it a bigger inning, but put pressure on the pitcher. And it just seems like right when the pitcher's like, okay, well, they got a runner at second, he almost takes a breather saying, well, hey, they're not bunting. They're not forcing the issue. They're not putting a runner in scoring position. Our infield doesn't have to come in. I can just go after the batter and forget about the guy at second base. And I literally don't get it. And even with Fletcher at second base, with the infield pulled way to the right, how come he doesn't walk the third? I don't understand. What's going on?
It's not reading the defense. It's not situational hitting. And even the outs, that they're not productive outs.
Yep.
So sit there, we're not thinking smart. Again, with Ohtani, with legs like a gazelle, he won't sit there and drop down a bunt when he sees the shift. He'll do it maybe once out of every 90 at bats.
Yep.
So, it's just like, no, like, your own speed, what you're capable of. If they're giving that to you, then take it and keep taking it until they move back. Like, sit there and test it. And then even then, if you get thrown out, at least you moved your runner. So, don't sit there and really try to beat the shift and try to shoot for this little 3-4 hole that's now created, and you're still probably going to get thrown out. So it's not being smart at all.
Yeah, it seems like Ohtani's almost regressing in that capacity. At the end of this beginning of the season, we saw him bunting the ball. We saw him hitting the ball the opposite way. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, no, we're just going to aim for the shift again. We're going to try to pull the ball. It's like, I get it. You might have more power to your pull side, but maybe this is a groundbreaking hot take, but maybe you shouldn't always go for power. Sometimes it's okay to place the ball. People are like, "Hey, I'm leaving this shit show podcast."
What about Walsh too? Walsh has been in a funk because if you notice too, he's been doing nothing going the other way. It's all been pulling to the right. It seems like it's on the ground. He's swinging over the pitches, and it looks like he's got a launch angle in mind all the time. You guys see him pulling out of this?
Difference with Walsh is he's not as fast as Ohtani is. At least Ohtani could drop down a button and probably make it. I mean, Walsh, it might be a turtle race.
But he's not even shooting to left field, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly.
I think personally, and I don't know, I think maybe I'm way off with this, but do you know how hard we pushed for our guys to be in the All-Star game? Like, besides Trout and Ohtani, we already knew that. With Trout even being hurt and not even playing 30 games, Trout made it.
Yeah.
But
every time.
Yeah, we pushed for Walsh and Fletcher. I think those are the two closest ones that were like on the edge there for the first round of All-Star votes.
Mm-hmm.
And Walsh didn't make it. I think he was like right on the cutoff, but he was fourth. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think, I don't know if the players ever hear that or hear about the votes. Maybe they do. But I think that's when maybe I seen it in him. His attitude kind of shifted. And like, I honestly think he was low-key upset. Like, he was just like, dang, like maybe the fans don't like me. Mm-hmm. And so I think ever since then, he was trying to go for power. And he's been trying to go for those bigger hits. So all his mechanics are just thrown off just because he thinks that maybe the people or the club want to see these big hits out of him, which yes, we do, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But, we still liked our original Walsh, which is just, getting that necessary base hit, or that double, not necessarily a home run all the time.
Well, if that's the case, Courtney, and because it sounds about right, but if that's the case, if only we had a hitting coach or three that could maybe talk to him at some point.
We don't have a real hitting coach.
I know. I was like, me?
You can hire 14 assistant coaches. If you don't have a credible one who the people actually want to listen to, they might as well be, getting hitting advice from, my child who's 6. Bless his heart, but.
Matt, here's another tough question, and with the struggles of this team, and there's a lot of people that'll make excuses too. They'll say the injuries, but I've heard both of you guys are like, well, the injuries don't matter. This is still a major league club. I've said the same thing too. Pittsburgh.
Is that Roger Lodge who says that?
Yeah, Roger.
Hey guys, it's the injuries. Don't worry, guys. It's still early.
We're gonna win 40 games in a row. Trust me. But
we're turning the corner.
Yeah.
Wait, the trade winds are blowing. We're going to trade for Jacob DeGrom and everybody. Jose Altuve, you name it.
Yeah, they're coming to Anaheim, baby. But what do you do at the end of this season if this team is playing? Let's just say they play like they're playing against Oakland for the most part till the end of the season. And they just keep falling behind. Because at least if they're fighting, we can be like, okay, they fought. But what if we just see lackluster play the rest of the year?
Cry.
Do you think Madden makes his final year?
Depends. Okay, so, I don't want to keep blaming the injuries, but it'll really depend on if he can, kind of piggyback off that. Like, oh, well, Anthony Rendon was hurt, and this guy were hurt. Mm-hmm. But if he has a full roster and they just kind of continue to kick the can down the road, it's going to be really tough. I don't think they do fire him because we already have been playing Brad Austin for the last 2 years for no reason.
That's right.
So I don't think he'd get fired, but
I don't think we're gonna kick him to the can necessarily. Mm-hmm. But I do think a lot of fans are gonna be highly upset. Us included. I know I will be, but I think we'll probably, even with the way things are going now and they continue to be this way, I still think we give them one more year. Okay. Just in case we could pull some trades out of our ass, try to give our draftees a chance. Like, I still think we just give them that 1 year just in case.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. So, if we could go back in time to, like 2013, 2015, somewhere in that range, and ask us what we thought about Mike Scioscia, we'd probably at that point still say, well, Mike Scioscia is one of the best managers in baseball, right? Because that was before, things really started to snowball on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, fast forward to like 2019, that was Scioscia's. This 2018 was Scioscia's last year.
Yeah.
So let's go to 2018 us. We would have been like, yeah, screw Mike Scioscia. And somebody would have asked us, who's the best manager in baseball? We probably would have said, what, Joe Madden, Joe Girardi, Bruce Bochy. Like, those are the common senses for best managers. So let me ask you guys this. We've had Scioscia. We've had Brad Osmus, who's purely analytics. And then we've had Joe Madden currently, who's the middle. So what's the next move? I mean, if it's not Madden, who is it?
To be honest, I would have to say it would be someone like he's already employed in Kansas City, Mike Matheny, or it'd be a catcher.
Okay.
It would be a disciplinarian. I think you go from you go from a player's coach to a disciplinarian. It's like that in football. They always you go with one way for a while, and if it doesn't work, let's switch it up. And I think that's what you're going to have to go. You're going to have to go with someone that's no nonsense. And
so you want a Mike Scioscia back, essentially, is what you're saying.
Something like that, but Mike Scioscia that likes analytics.
So you want a mixture of Mike Scioscia and Brad Osmus?
No. I would say if you're going to go that disciplinary route, someone that's just like basically kind of calling the plays and calling the shots, but then also like he's into the analytics. Like he'll go a certain way, but then he'll have the final call.
Okay, so if Joe Madden was still himself, but a lot more like strict and not as much of a player coach, that would be ideal for you.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Okay, because Joe Madden does a good job balancing the analytics in his gut. I'll admit that. Most of the time, his gut's wrong when it comes to the bullpen. But Courtney, go ahead. You've been itching to get on it.
I just think we seem too fucking fun. We just seem too fun. Nobody cares. Like, like if we lose, nobody cares. If we win, nobody cares. Like there's just nothing. There's nothing. So I think a manager that does have that disciplinary, hey, these things matter. Hey, if we lose, there's actually this is what happens when we fucking lose, guys. Somebody to actually be in there and enforce something in the dugout and something in the lineup, just anything. And I think, whether it comes from a manager or even just an assistant coach, but I think we honestly need, God, it sounds terrible, but it sounds like we need a fucking babysitter in the dugout, literally to keep everybody focused on what the end game is what the end game is. You see it in T-ball all the time. T-ball, you see four coaches, four dads or moms out there, for just these 12 little rugrats. And you're like, why do you have all these parents in the dugout? Well, because all the kids run around and they're having fun. They're picking their nose. That's us. Yep. I'm sorry. At this point, that's us. We have
own it.
Yeah. Like we just,
it's a good take.
We have nobody in there to keep these guys focused and in the game. And I just think we need a manager or some type of enforcer in there. Just, hey, this is what happens when we lose, guys. And now some of you are going to be traded because you suck. So bye.
Demoted or banned, right? I mean, we've seen it before. Like I'm a piggyback off that comment because, that's a kind of like, you want managers to be up in your grill, like happy when you're doing stuff right, but then also setting you straight. And I don't think there's accountability in this organization whatsoever. It goes from the top all the way down, and especially in the clubhouse, it's disappointing. Like you say, you don't see these guys held accountable. It's like, okay, you pitch shitty, just get to the dugout. No one's throwing stuff. I mean, I've seen plenty of other teams where, the managers are talking to players afterwards. They're in their face. It's a positive thing, or they have special things that they do to try to keep the guys loose. I don't see that with a team. I just don't, and I think
they did a dress-up day a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think David Fletcher dressed up as like a unicorn, maybe.
But did that give him a win? I mean, that worked in Tampa. I've seen it several times in Tampa when Madden was there, but that doesn't work in Anaheim. I don't
You
know.
need David Fletcher dressed as Hercules because he's putting this team on his fucking back. Like, no.
Okay, so if that's how you feel about Fletcher, what would Ohtani dress up as? Zeus? Jesus?
Yes.
Brandon Marsh is already dressed up like Jesus. So I don't know what to do with that.
I just want to braid his hair.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, maybe we'll have Rally Chris tweet at him like, hey, Courtney wants to braid your hair. She's in.
Oh my God, I would die. Just braid it. Oh.
Brandon Marsh actually reminds me of Forrest Gump when he's running across America.
Partly homeless.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to get Randy on those shirts. Run, Marshy, run.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Randy, I know you're probably listening to this. Get on it, please.
Wow. Yeah, but I'm telling you, this team is something else.
If I could chime in on what you guys were saying, like we need a complete George Knox from Angels in the Outfield moment where he's literally throwing bats and throwing the chairs and knocking the spread over. Like we need some passion, or like Brad Pitt in Moneyball, where he basically does the same thing. Like that's the kind of stuff we need. I'm not saying I support aggression in every case because most of the time it doesn't lead to anything, but it's like we need something. How is Todd said this about 4 or 5 times by now on his post games. How is Alex Cobb the only guy who gives a damn? The guy's been here for a couple months. Mm-hmm. This isn't his team. At least it shouldn't be in theory. I mean, if he's going to take the ownership, great, no problem. Someone's going to take the wheels. It's not Joe Madden. It's not David Fletcher. It's not even fucking Mike Trout.
Yep.
Mike Trout's too busy being a pansy at this point. Like, what are you doing? Take the reins.
He's a new dad. He's learning.
Great. Just wait until his son is stepping all over him.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Mike. It's, I mean, I'm not saying you got to be an a-hole to your kid or to your team, but there's a fine line when it's time to, okay, hey, we got to, sometimes you as a parent, and Todd knows this, Courtney, you don't have children, do you?
No.
Okay. So Todd will agree with me that, the main thing about being a parent is always having the unpleasant conversations.
Yeah.
That's almost all being a parent's about. And it's no different than being a captain. Whether Trout wants to take the role or not, the guys look up to him.
Yep.
At some point, he has to take those reins, whether he wants to or not. And I get it. He's hurt. He might not be there. But he has to do something. Light a matchup under this team because Madden's not going to do it. It's not his style.
Yeah, you imagine if Mike Trout actually did open his mouth for like 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, the place would go eerily quiet because they'd be listening.
Yeah,
exactly. Trout has that. Trout has that name. If somebody, Trout's the kind of guy where if he asks you to jump, you're going to say how high, because that he's the best of the best. People listen to the best of the best. People listen to champions. Why do you think that, bless their hearts, people in single A aren't on commercials? Because people are like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not going to eat Cocoa Puffs because he told me to. But if Mike Trout tells you to eat rat poison, because it's going to make you big and strong, you're going to be like, how much do I have to eat?
You'll be like, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be like, okay, please, yes, give me. Like,
I don't know, man. The rat poison we use has like sugar inside of it. It looks like Fun Dip. Sometimes I'm like,
oh, jeez.
It can't taste that bad. You got to eat I think a human has to eat about 8 to 11 pieces to get super sick. So, I mean,
so you've had
we can find out. Yeah. That's why I'm an Angels fan.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Oh,
Courtney's dying. For those of you guys who are listening to just the audio, Courtney's literally was about face down on the desk dying. There's a reason why we're Angels fans. We're messed up in the head, but we love it anyway.
Yeah, we can accept that we suck. We just take our chances and Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah, right. We have our mental hurdles and it's fine. Like you said, Jesus take the wheel. There you go. Hopefully it goes straight into a tree at this point because we need some. Put me out of my misery.
We need something to turn around because I mean I'm telling you there is nothing like a baseball season that if your team is not in contention, man, it could feel like 2 years worth in 1 year. And this is
The thing that made it better was, I've said it all the time. I lived in San Diego for 20 years. So most of my friends are Padres fans. Well, at least they were garbage too. So we got to support each other's trash team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since the Padres are doing well, I can't support them. I'm just kind of like, you know what? F you guys. I remember when there was nobody in this stadium. And now, you turn on the TV and like every single, it's sold out yet again.
Yeah.
So
guys, Suarez, he pitched really good. Last thing on the Oakland series, he pitched really good. He had 73 pitches before he left. He got into a bit of a jam. My question for you guys: did Madden pull him too early, and would you let him pitch out of his jam at that point?
I say let him pitch out of it. Honestly, the only way to work through it and the only way to figure out what's working and to kind of see how far he goes is if he does it. So leave him in, see if he works out of it. I don't see a reason why, we pulled him too early.
Mm-hmm.
He's so young, man. Like we've seen the average Suarez, we've seen the basura Suarez, we've seen the good Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the problem is, you'll never get a better version of Jose Suarez if you don't let him work through it. Exactly what Courtney said, and exactly what you said on the post game. This is why people need to listen to the post games too, because a lot of this stuff you cover. But it's like Jose Suarez has earned the opportunity to go out there and either A, work through it, or B, shit the bed. But at the end of the day, he's done everything he has to earn the right to have, to go at least try.
Mm-hmm.
What has he done to prove otherwise?
And I think like it's a double-edged sword because if Madden comes in there and pulls them, and the relievers do their job, we're not really going to talk about it too much. But the fact
you're a genius or a jackass, right?
Yeah. But what happens is he goes in there and says, "Well, let me get Myers in there," and then he gives up 2 runs. Oh no, Cishek. Was it Cishek or was it Myers? I forgot.
You're a
At this point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, does it matter? It was somebody.
She's all Tweedledee.
So it was Myers.
Who cares?
So it was Myers for 0.1. He gave up a hit, but it was a home run, right?
Yeah, I think he gave up the home run to Laredo or whatever his name was.
Yeah, because Suarez gave up 4 runs, but he himself didn't give up 4 runs.
Yeah.
Inherited runners.
But it was just another questionable call.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the Twins series. What do you got for the Twins, Fernando?
All right, so let us talk about tomorrow's game, which is Thursday. So this will be today when you guys are listening to it. So we got everyone's favorite pitcher, Andrew Heaney, who's 5-7 with a 5.56 ERA.
Yes.
Going up against some guy named Kenta Maeda.
Oh.
Who some of you guys may be familiar with, played for that team up north that we hate. He's 4-3 with a 4.71 ERA. So he's not having a great season either. I had Maeda actually on my fantasy team to start the year, and I cut him after like 4 or 5 games because he was doing horrible. But speaking of guys doing horrible, Andrew Heaney, here he comes.
Yes, our savior. Home run Heaney. He's gonna give up a home run by the second inning.
Wow.
Book it. Are you calling it?
Calling it.
All right.
Ooh. Calling it. There you go.
All right.
Please prove me wrong.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. If Courtney, you know what? If Andrew Heaney gives up less than 2 home runs his entire start, Courtney has to go on our story and make a public apology. Like, I'm so sorry, Heaney, you didn't. Okay.
Although if she's right in the second inning and he surrenders a home run, she has to be like, nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. And then like I should get a little crown or something.
Yeah. Or that's
what the filters are for. Yeah.
Yeah. Picture of you and it's just glowing like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, as an Angel fan, what is your level of confidence with an Andrew Heaney start, home or away? It does not matter. Do you guys have above 50% out of 100% faith that he'll give you a good 5 innings, or where are you at with this guy right now, this point in the season?
I have no faith in Andrew Heaney. We need to trade him for some dirt.
0? You're saying 0%. There's nothing.
I have no faith in Andrew Heaney anymore. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
I just can't. I can't do it.
The fire takes.
Yes, I have tried. Like I've tried so hard to just believe in him and give him chance after chance, and I'm just like, no more. I just can't do it. When you give up a home run in the first inning, I'm over it. You could just go eat grass for all I care. Go back, play with some dirt, figure out what you need to do, and go cry because I'm over it. Let's bring somebody else in.
All right, for tomorrow, I'm going to give him a 65% chance that he has a good start, a quality start. And here's why, because we know he's consistently inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been inconsistent his last 4 starts.
Yes.
So knowing Heaney, he's going to turn the corner for at least 2 starts soon. It's either going to be this start or next start. But, I mean, if there's one thing we know about Heaney is as soon as he starts to suck and, people are like, you know what, we should really DFA him. And, like, as soon as ownership starts to think that, he does well enough where you're like, you know what? No, he turned the corner. He did it.
Yep.
3 or 4 good starts, and then he's going to just the rest of the year just.
Yeah, he's probably the most disappointing pitcher I've ever had to witness wearing an Angels uniform as far as potential. And what bothers me is when we're in the 3rd inning and he's got 70 pitches already. That really bothers me. And it's like he'll never make it to the 4th inning sometimes. So I think for tomorrow's game, I know it's a must win. Every one of these is a must win it because they've put themselves there, but I give him a 35% chance. Like I'm 35% like faithful that he'll give us a good start. I honestly,
even though you know that he is due to turn the corner?
Yeah, I can't put faith in him. Like, I mean, I'm not zeroed out like Courtney, but
Courtney is over. It's over.
She's like, why is he on the freaking team?
Yeah, no more. I'm over it. We need some new baseballs for BP. Like, I don't know what we need, but we could trade it for Andrew Heaney at this point.
Yeah, Andrew Heaney's last appearance should have been as Ohtani's pitcher in the home run derby.
He would have won if Heaney was the pitching guy.
Exactly. I think we would have done some damage. So
just give me that curveball up in the zone. Just give me the curveball. I like it up in the zone.
They'd have been like, wow, Ohtani had 60 home runs in the 1st round. Wow.
Oh, and yeah, right. He was throwing to him.
Yeah. And you know what Roger Lodge would have said? Hey, look at how perfectly placed those pitches are. James, play sound clip number 4. Boot it up. No, sorry, number 7.
Exactly.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm over Andrew Heaney. I'm sorry. None, absolutely none. But I will say, if we're going with Fernando's theory and he turns it around, I will go on our story and I will publicly apologize.
Oh. And we're gonna tag him in it. And
the agent.
I will tag him.
We're gonna tag everybody in it. My public apology for what I said, and then everybody can make memes.
We'll tag everybody on Angel's Twitter the same way, to get everyone mad again.
Yeah, if we just tell Rally Chris to do it, yeah, believe me, everyone will find out about it.
Everybody would be so pissed.
Yeah.
Why do you keep tagging us and stuff?
So what?
Girl.
Okay, so Friday, or Todd, do you have something else to say?
No, I'm with you on that for Friday's game.
Okay, all right. So we got Alex Cobb and was it J.A. Happ? I think it just says J. Happ, but I'm pretty sure it's J.A. Happ.
Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah.
I like that matchup. I like that matchup. We Cobb. What Courtney said in the last one, he's been on fire. And he's 6-1 in his last 8 starts. I'm going to go along with her logic on that. I think Cobb's going to continue the streak. He's just going to put a good 6 innings out there, maybe more, and that should be a victory.
Yep, I'm sticking with Cobb. That's my guy for now. Okay. So I think he'll go. I think he'll go into 7 innings, and I think he'll be strong.
Okay.
7 innings, shutout ball. That's my take. It's not going to be no hitter, but it'll he'll pitch a shutout to the 7th. They'll take him out, and I'm hoping that Watson and Iglesias can secure a win. So, as far as Fernando's prediction, I think we're going 2-0 through Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Todd, are you predicting a win? She said she thinks Alex Cobb's going to get us there. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I got a win for us on Friday.
Okay. And then for the record, you guys are both saying L's for tomorrow, Thursday. So I guess today, Thursday, when it's going to be released.
Big fat L.
I think we will take
Big fat L.
my hater. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm the one saying 2-0 up to Friday. Okay. So everyone ready to talk about Saturday now?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So Patty Sal or Patty San versus Barrios for the Twins. I don't know much about Barrios, if I'm being honest, but he's 7-4 with a 3.69 ERA. Ooh, but Sandoval is 2-4 with a 3.86. So pretty fair matchup. I think Sandoval's numbers would be a little better if he would have been pitching all season. Because he's done well. Their ERAs are pretty comparable. So I think that's going to be a pitcher's duel.
You want to go first on this one?
I think Sandy could do it. I think Sandy could do it. I think it will be closer than what we would like. It might be a nail biter, but I think we'll be able to pull it out. So I'll take that as a dub.
I am going to take this one as a dub as well, only for the fact that I think 2 hard luck losses in a row for Sandy. I think that the offense owes him big time, and someone's got to come through with a big 3-run shot since they don't know how to hit doubles or singles. So someone's going to get a home run after like a hits batsman and a fielder's choice. They're going to get they're going to get dumb luck guys on base, and then someone's going to go deep. So I think a 3-2 victory for the Angels.
I'm going to say 3-1 victory, and Kurt Suzuki's going to homer.
See a dumb luck.
Super hot take. Super hot take. People are going to be like, well, this guy's an idiot.
People are going to come back and listen to this, be like, what the fuck was he saying? Like,
these guys
people are going to.
How?
Some guy in like 4 years is going to like accidentally click on this interview because he just found out our network. They're going to be like, who's Kurt Suzuki?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Kurt Suzuki? Never heard of her.
I didn't know Ichiro still played.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Like, no.
I haven't even shown you guys. I have a meme set in place for Andrew Heaney, Dylan Bundy, Jose Quintana, and Kurt Suzuki. I'll send it to you guys. They're all 4 of them in the same photo. It's hilarious.
Oh, I was like, is it a trade package?
No.
Yeah, right.
Let me see if I there. I sent it to Todd. I'll send it to Courtney too. Well, that way you guys can hear their live reaction.
There was a fan that sent me, he's playing the MLB The Show 21, and he's like, look, I can't even get C-shit to get his ERA under 5. He's got like a 5.60 ERA on his video game. He's like, dude, and then he showed me a highlight. He's like, I'm trying to strike these guys out, and he gives up a home run on the game. I'm like, hey, it's like real life.
Yeah, dude. Steve Cishek on my Xbox. I was playing yesterday before I started traveling, and was it this morning? It doesn't matter. Yeah, the first like 4 games of the season, he's given up like 8 home runs for me, and he's got like a 27.00 ERA, and I'm like, well, time to cut him.
Yeah, right.
The game is so realistic.
That's why I played 20 last year. I haven't played 21 this year, but last year I definitely cut most of the pitching staff. I have a brand new pitching staff, like a quarter of the way into the season.
Love it.
Same. I admit I traded Alex Cobb pretty early on, so that's my fault.
I traded not Bundy, Heaney, like right away. Like before the season started, I'm like, you got to go, buddy.
Yeah, right.
You gotta go. You're
Perfect segue. Check out our new MLB The Show content on YouTube with your boy Jarrell Young. What a brain. He's new to streaming MLB The Show, so stay tuned for that. But remember, Angels vs. Everybody series will be on YouTube. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and consensually smash that like button.
There you go.
Okay, I just got the meme. What the?
I can't wait to post that.
Yeah, so you got
I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm telling you guys, I got offended that we were not considered for Angels Twitter. So I decided to leapfrog over Rally Chris. And I'm like, you know what, Rally Chris, you're not doing the meme game. So I'm going to do the meme game.
There you go.
So I've been going ham. I've been posting like 2 memes a day. I'm like, nobody else on Angels Twitter is doing this. So let's do it.
But that's strong. That's Game of Thrones and our pathetic pitching staff. That's good.
Love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. So anything else for the show? We summed up the Athletics and now the Twins series, because you said there's no one pitching for Sunday, right?
Not announced yet. Ober for the Twins is announced. He's 1-1 with the 5.45 ERA. Let me see. So I would imagine it'd either be Ohtani or Suarez that'd be set to pitch.
Yeah, I probably.
That's supposed to be Griffith Canning's spot, I think.
Yeah, they cut that 6th spot out since he went down. So
yeah, so they're gonna have to find somebody. My guess is maybe they would either give it a Quintana or Bundy, or maybe they'd kind of split it.
Yeah, if they don't want him to pitch the finale, that's true.
That would be my guess. That way Ohtani doesn't have to work off a short rest.
Yeah, and hopefully Bundy doesn't blow chunks, figuratively.
Literally. Dude, just somebody should have made a meme of him like throwing up L's.
Oh my God.
How was this not done? I mean, it's too late now, or I would go back and do it. But the ship has sailed. The ship has sailed.
It's not hot right there.
Oh no.
Yeah, the meme's not hot. All right. I'm trying to think. What's maybe closing question we can ask? Anybody have one that just off the top of your mind?
I got one just in case. We have the what is it? The party at August 14th, the tailgate at the Anaheim Stadium. Do you think by then we will be wearing paper bags into the stadium? Is that an option to wear in August or September if this team is literally blowing more chunks by then? Are we wearing the paper bags, or are we just going to say, no, we'll go in with dignity? Or are we going to go out, or we're going to go in there memeing the crap out of the place?
Oh, I'm bringing my trash can and I'm bringing my paper bag.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
I've never worn a paper bag to a sporting event. So I sure hope not.
I've never done it either, but
not.
I'll bust out a Ralph's paper bag if I have to, man. That's all I'm saying. If this team is looking more and more pathetic, I'm a paying customer, man. I'm just gonna give my viewpoint. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Those that T-shirt design that Randy came up with. You know what I'm talking about? The sell the damn team ones.
Yeah.
He posted that, so follow him at Fast Times Under the Halo. Sorry, I think about it, Randy, but follow his account. And you'll see what we're talking about. So that logo right there was made for us to sell on our merchandise page, but we haven't dropped that, and we don't plan on dropping it until we get mathematically eliminated for the playoffs. But I'm thinking maybe we should get those shirts printed out so we can wear them in the tailgate.
Yes, please. That'd be great. And also, because I don't know if you guys read my comment, but my birthday is August 13th, which is the start of the Astros series in the first place. Ooh. So I will be 26. Yay. So let's try to make it memorable. But yes, I will put makeup on my paper bag, and then we can go ahead and
all right.
Some blush on the paper bag.
Yeah, we'll just make
some eyeliner.
Yeah, some eyelashes on there.
There you go.
That's cool. See, that's how we do.
Getting real over the L's. Really starting to get over the L's. I don't know what needs to change, but something's got to change here. I mean, just like that meme I posted with Spencer, sitting on the couch that says me going into the All-Star break with the Angels in striking distance and over 500, and then it's Gibby with the stop sign about to smack him, and it's like, post All-Star break Angels. Yeah. It's that's so true. It's we all had that hope. We were all like, I smell postseason baseball. We're so close. Sports Illustrated made that, that cover. Maybe that's where we're cursed. It's Sports Illustrated. I blame them.
Yep.
I'm real tired. So my boyfriend is a Dodgers fan. And I'm getting it's hard. It's tough. And I'm getting real tired of, first of all, hearing the Dodgers announcers all the time. This is World Championship Dodger baseball. First of all, it was 60 games, okay?
Exactly.
70. Like, cool your
Asterisk.
tits. Yeah, cool your tits. So no, like, calm down. And I'm getting real tired of him every time when the Dodgers win and Angels lose. And he's just like, see, look at your team. And I'm like, can you just shut up, okay? Shut the fuck up, please.
Who does he like for football?
Football, he's a Steelers fan.
Oh,
Ooh.
I know, and he's a diehard Steelers fan at that. So good luck with that one,
Okay.
guys. Yeah.
I don't really care about football. I used to be a Broncos fan.
It's okay. Well, I'm used to losing teams because my football team is the 49ers. So I'm just, we'll just keep it going.
at least you have the past, because that's what every Niner fan will remind you of.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like the Dodgers fans back, before last year.
Yeah, no, I fully accept what I've gotten into. So yeah. I'm just getting really tired of it. The only joy and excitement that I had this year with Angels games is when we did go to the freeway series that we had at home. And we won.
Mhm.
And it was so great because I think we're already up like 4-1 in the first or second inning. And I was just like, suck it. Like I was so excited. And I got all the beer bought for me that day. It was
There
great.
you go.
We had so much hope, so much false hope.
Yeah. I mean,
Also,
I really wanted them to. They could have swept too had they made that incredible comeback. That would have been the greatest thing.
Yeah.
ever. But,
Almost.
yeah, that was a good series for the Angels. They looked really good. So we'll have to see what they do here in August when they play the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. I'm gonna go to at least one of those. So
yeah, are we doing anything for that as a group, as a collective group? Are we?
I want to do
not
something
sure
as far
yet.
as hate week, like have something as far as hate.
Oh,
Yeah, so actually Todd and I have talked about it. So if you're down, then we can get you in, and whoever really else in the neighborhood wants to be part of it. We're thinking about doing this like smack off, if you will.
Mhm.
So Todd was going to reach out to some people in this Facebook group called the I-5 Showdown, which is just a trash talking group. And we were going to get some Dodgers representatives to come on here. And I was going to get my buddy who's a Red Sox fan to come and be like an unbiased judge. And we were literally just going to sit here for like however long we can and just talk trash about each other, just like insult each other's teams, make jokes. And then my friend who's the Red Sox fan will decide like, okay, this was funnier, this comeback was funnier, things like that. And he'd also moderate it because if it starts getting a little too personal.
if it's a
What do you
little
think?
sticky, I love it. Let's do it. I'm so in. Please.
All right.
Maybe we can even get your boyfriend in on the show if he wants.
Oh, I think that'll be great. He talks a little bit. He's quiet. He's like quiet but deadly. Like he won't say much, but when he does, I'm like, oh, that stings. I'm like, all right, let's go. So I think he would be willing to do it.
All right.
Okay, I respect him as a man, but maybe not as a baseball fan. But I'm sure he's a good guy, but I don't respect him as a baseball fan. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
I told her sounds like a good guy, but nobody's perfect. He's a Dodger fan. So,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Have their flaws. It's okay.
as long as she can
yeah.
look.
I mean, well, with my fiance, she's a Ducks fan, and I'm a Coyotes fan. So I mean, we kind of have that little rivalry. But I always just joke that either way, we're a family who likes losers. Angels, she likes the Ducks. I like the Coyotes. Her dad and I guess her by default are Raiders fans, even though she doesn't care about football, and I'm a Broncos fan. So we all like losers.
Love it. Yes.
Well, see, when you do win, that just makes it more exciting. You know what I mean? Like when you finally do win. So
That's what I'm hoping for here, man. When the Angels finally make the playoffs, I don't know how I'd react. I want to say that I probably wouldn't cry, but I probably would. It would just be like all that built-up frustration. It wouldn't even be like happy crying. It'd be like frustrated crying. It'd be like the crying where you're like sitting there like trembling.
When you're like
shaking.
like your face is like turning red and you're just like,
Yeah, I'd be like, you assholes, you could have done that earlier. You're giving me an ulcer.
See, the thing about me is that like last time that the Angels made the postseason, I was still in high school, so I'm just like, that's how fucking long it's been, guys. I'm a grown woman now. Like
I was just out of high school.
Yeah, it's got to change. There's like we've had plenty of teenagers on our show, the post game, and they're like, I've never seen or I can't remember a post game like or not post game of a postseason. I'm like, damn, that sucks. So
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, this has been another episode of Halos in the Infield. We thank you all for joining us for this episode. If you get a chance, get over to Redbubble and check out the merchandise over there. Check out the Instagram.
Buy that merch.
Yes, we got a lot of stuff that helps give back to the page. And then also, we just finished the Jersey Bingo. I've got to get with you guys to see if you want to do another Jersey Bingo. Some people want to do that again. Unless we can come up with another creative way to give away a free jersey, just let me know. And then we'll start something this weekend or whatever. Friday, I'll announce something. But if you guys can help me think of something, we'll do that. And any final words, you guys?
Check out our other sponsor, Raise Energy.
Oh, there you go.
No sugar, no crash, and it has electrolytes. Make sure to use the code Halos Infield at checkout.
Let's try to take this Minnesota series, but let's just stay hopeful, guys, and no more injuries, please.
Oh, she had to wrap it back to baseball. Boo! I was trying to stop myself from breaking my heart.
All right, guys. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, what's left of it, and let's go Angels, right?
Let's go, Angels.
Yeah, go Angels. Woo!